Welcome in, everybody. My name is Carrie. I'm a medium and a spiritual mentor, and we're going to be doing a channeled collective reading for you today. If you're new to my page, I'm so excited you're here, sharing some time with you and bringing these messages for you. Take whatever resonates, and you can, of course, leave the rest. And for those of you who have been following me for a while, thank you so much again for helping me build this channel. I am so excited to connect with you. And recently I did a bit of a poll on the channel page and asked, what kind of readings do you want to see? Because I want to do more of them. So this is one that was requested. So if you're interested, please feel free to subscribe and you too can contribute to what types of readings I do. So the first thing I also want to let you know is I'm changing my perspective of how the angle of the cards is going to be shown. I'm going to be tilting my camera down and you're going to look more at the table itself. I really like when many of you connect in with the images of the cards. I feel like you get a lot of nuance and detail from the reading that adds a whole nother layer to it. So we'll get that started now. All right, I'm just going to tap into spirit and see what needs to come forth for us for today for this collective. So the first message that I was getting earlier was a message about doors opening and doors closing. And this feels like it's going to add significance to this reading. Also, the guides were telling me that they wanted me primarily to use oracle cards, which is very interesting. So we'll see where this takes us. So this idea of doors closing on us. And again, as I'm doing this reading, this is a timeless reading, but it also can be really seen as being mid-January 2026. And I feel like for those of you on your path and who are more awake to working with spirit, you might get a sense of a door literally being closed to you and pushing you in another direction. That's the image they continued to give me over and over again. So we'll just see where this takes us. I'm also being really made aware of my throat chakra and of feeling like I'm being pressed upon, like a message wants to come through. So straight away, we have new moon in Scorpio going deeper. So for me, this has to do with transitions, but also it feels a lot to me like instead of just doing things status quo and pushing through and doing things that you normally always do, doors are being closed so you will specifically head in a new direction. So if things aren't working out the way you thought, or if you're feeling as though all the pieces of the puzzle you thought were going to work out don't, there is a reason, okay? First quarter moon in Leo, be humble. So sometimes this can really rattle us when things don't work out. We can interpret it as something negative and something that feels as though things are being done to us. And that is really what spirit is trying to avoid for you. And I'm hearing the words just pause, step back, and take a breath. And I am getting this image of like, if you were to go through a maze, if you've ever seen those garden mazes, you'll notice that it's physically that feeling of being surrounded by all these walls. But when something doesn't lead to something that can open you up to the next layer or the next level or the next place, it can feel frustrating. So it is really more about stepping back and turning around and starting over. And there's a redirection. First quarter moon in Aquarius. So Aquarius is coming next week. Trust in the universe. This is a process. That's why they wanted me to grab these cards, because of the Aquarius. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So this is a reroute, and there's timing involved. Now, all the personal readings I'm doing, very similar energy is coming up. I want to mention that. So, and it seems like people are wanting to jumpstart. They thought, okay, 2025 is over. Now 2026 is here. I'm going to start moving quickly. And here's the thing, maybe not. Maybe there's complete timing that you need to have faith in and step back away from being right on top of something, so that you can see what comes next. Because if you're so close up, you're not going to see all the options. That's really what I'm getting. So let's keep working with this energy and see what Spirit's got. Okay, clean it up. That card has been coming up again. And it feels to me like some of you need to clean up your physical spaces. I know I'm in that group. Letting things go that don't fit in the rooms that you live in, even in your workspace, even your car. Also, maybe cleaning out your closets because you want to make room for the new energy coming in. Again, you're being routed in certain directions. Breathe, and that has to do just with centering, staying focused, and letting go, and not being so concerned with the outcome, and knowing everything is going to work out. This is so incredible. We're getting the being flexible. Now, I don't know about you, but when I feel like I'm too invested in an outcome happening a specific way, that's really a time I need to go into meditation and have spirit help me understand the perspective. I need to get a little bit more of that distance from the situation. Finally, we have Treasure Island, the turtle here carrying its home on its back, but also look at all those abundant experiences that are just popping right out of that. I always have to look at this a little bit more carefully. You know, that is actually a card that has a face within it. And I'm hearing the words travel lightly. There's wisdom that's coming with you. Let's get one final card from this deck and then we'll continue. TikTok. So this is about the 3D and trying to have things be a certain way and have outcomes take you in a certain direction, but really the timing is just perfect. We need to move away from things that feel like they're pulling on us and distracting us. So that's extremely important. All right, Spirit, what else is in your message here? This is so interesting. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you guys about these cards. Okay, that one in specific. So these things are really coming forward in a really timely manner. This card in particular, the box, literally I saw this in a meditation. And remember how I used the example that Spirit gave us of the maze? Doesn't that almost look like it's a maze? And I'm hearing this, you feel boxed in. You feel as though you're being stuck in a corner. And here's the thing you need to know. All the light and all the divinity and all of that creative energy is inside of you. So soon what's going to happen is all that's going to dissolve and you're going to be in the right place at the right time. So you really don't have anything to worry about is what I'm hearing. We have the Queen. You know, the Queen, I almost look at this as like a gold coin as well, right? She's also got the snake around her hand. The snake is a divine feminine symbol. It's also transformation and shedding of skin. I want to let you know the reading I did a couple of days ago, you'll have to go back and watch it. I'll pin it. But it had a lot to do with shedding this layer of skin. And it in that process, when we're in the third dimension and we are, as spiritual beings, connecting more with our spiritual path, what we have to really understand is we need to make time, space, and room for things to actually transpire. So that means literally, physically, we have to let go of the energetic baggage that we've been carrying. And it really is hardwired into our physical being, our bodies, our nervous systems, our emotions, our blood, our bones. And that does not happen overnight. You'll notice all the red. For me, that's like a first chakra energy, also represents blood in the veins and taking care of your physical reality. So allow things to transpire. Also, you'll notice that literally also looks like a red rebirth coming forward. The final card here, and then we'll pick one more for this reading. We have the Hunter, but we also have the Horse and the number 9. These readings, I can see why Spirit just wanted it to be literally only the oracle. And I'm going to tell you why. What year are we in Chinese astrology? We're in the year of the horse. Oh my goodness. I just got the chills. We were also last year in the number 9. Okay, that's what we're seeing here. So the horse that's coming forward is moving towards the light. We're not even in the right cycle. If you look at things more from the layer of, I would say, not the Gregorian calendar, but when it comes to the calendar of what the cycles of older traditions follow, they don't even see the new year as starting January 1st. So we have to be really, I think, understanding that this is a transformation process and we are heading right into it. And notice all that gold coming in. So you just got to give yourself that time, place, and space to allow it to happen, to allow the golden horse to come forward. Whew, this is just giving me so much insight. I can't wait to hear what you guys think of this reading. And let me know in the comments if this resonated for you. Again, this is a little bit of a departure for me. I'm going to try and do, I think, at least 4 of these a week, similar types of readings. I was wanting to bring in Zodiac too, but again, Spirit works with me creatively, and I try to stay open to see how it channels. Here is the final card for us. We're getting the elephant, and then we're getting the word here is power. So I want to let you know who has the greatest memory of every mammal, I would say, on the planet. One of the greatest memories who has the greatest memories are elephants. And so they have probably a much deeper level of patience that we can learn from as it relates to knowledge that they know spirit is coming, right? They understand this, and that's why they're sitting in power. So we can learn a lot from animals to know how we need to move forward in our lives. It's just to have a great deal of, I would say, stamina, patience, and the inner resource and fortitude to be able to, move through these transitions. What a wonderful reading. I want to thank you again so much for being here as a member and subscriber of my channel. If you have any questions or wanted to schedule a private reading, all the information is on my page. We'll see you in the next reading.